All right, it's recording. All right, here we go. One, two, three. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Podcast Juice. My name is Michael Dean. Joining me today, as you can see, is Mr. Ampu. Sir, how are you?
I'm doing good. I decided, it ain't tricking if you got it. So I decided to go trick off a little bit more of my money and buy a new TV upgrade. You know how we do 55, 4K UHD, OLED. No,
He
no,
said he's throwing
LED.
the stats down there like he's doing it major. Like,
Yeah.
nigga, that's but salute. Why do we got to be saying it's tricking off though? Like,
I didn't say it was tricking.
we
I'm saying it ain't tricking if you got it.
okay.
Yeah.
Or you could have said, "Hey, making some investments and spending some money on my family," and a
Yeah.
positive thing. You're
No,
equating it to tricking
nah,
off.
it wasn't for the family. It was for me.
Oh, okay, even more better. You probably
Yeah.
would have, but I
Yeah.
get it. I
This
get it.
this this year it's been fuck them kids. It's about me. So updating my wardrobe, starting my shoe game going. Got me a PS5, Xbox One, a Switch, getting me a Steam Deck. Got me a new car. So it's about me.
Yeah,
They
that's
got
some fuck them
they
kids. How old are you again?
they got food in their belly. They
My
got a
man
roof
said,
to sleep in. So like, can I
"I
get some
got
new
you."
shoes? Nah, it's about
I
me.
feel you.
It's about me.
As a father, I feel you though. Absolutely. I don't know if I would have said all that.
Hey,
But, you know how
tomato,
these
tomato.
algorithms work. When you say "f them kids," I mean that just throws our podcast in a whole subset right off the top. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay, they're not getting monetized. Put them over here, and then. But I hear you. Appreciate you, sir. I'm just messing with
Nah, it's all good.
you. In love. Uh, Last but certainly not least, I believe he is out of town. He says he's out of town with his family. I'm waiting for
Mike.
what did my man P Diddy call old girl? Said it wasn't his side chick, it was his what? Shorty doo wop.
Oh, Lord.
I'm waiting for Shorty doo wop to come through the back, open the door.
You
Ooh,
don't just
that's
talk about
that.
algorithms. You don't just
Well, I
talk
mean,
about algorithms.
we're already under we're already lower tiered out, so now I might as well lean into it. But
Wow.
my bad, I'm just playing. How you doing, sir? Big sexy. I mean,
Damn.
Hugh Storm. Let me slow down.
Damn.
Let me just drink my water. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I'm probably the only Negro in the history of Negroism
Oh Lord.
to get sick the last two times coming to Orlando, Florida. I got sick in 2019. I think it was COVID.
Mm.
And then I came down here this week, got down here on Wednesday. Come Friday, I was knocked out. I don't know if it was a chest cold, head cold, or flu. But goddamn, it was 48 hours of NyQuil and all
Man,
kinds of shit.
you
By
still
the
wear
way,
your mask?
nah, well, I did when we went to. So my wife's family's down here too at another resort. So we went over there to have Christmas dinner. So I had the mask on then.
Oh, okay.
But hey, I'm gonna tell you one thing: if you can avoid it, don't fuck with that severe NyQuil. That shit will put you under. Don't fuck around with it if you can avoid it.
That's probably why it's called severe.
Well, I found that out.
Right on,
It's
right
gonna
on.
be one of them shows. I'm like, I can see that already.
But all right, man. Let's just get into it. We haven't done one in a minute. There's a lot to talk about. Let's just start with movies real quick. The big one, we haven't done a review on it. But Avatar 2, the way of water, the way of water. Curious what you guys thought about it. Who wants to go first? Ampu, what do you think of the movie?
They didn't give my first $8, so
Oh, you
I
haven't
don't
seen it? Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you would have saw that
three,
one.
3 hours. I'm good. I can wait till it come on streaming.
Okay. Now I will agree with you. It is long. Like sitting in the
Pause.
theater watching it. Right. It is long. but I will jump on my Sean Christopher for 1 second and say that you do need to see. I think you need to see it in the theater 3D, IMAX, or whatever, I think a part of the movie is the actual presentation of it. And I don't know how they're going to do that when it comes home. Obviously, the 3D part won't be there. I suppose the higher frame rate stuff they're doing in the theater will obviously be available for home. But I thought the presentation was a part of the movie. With that said, Q Storm. We'll let you start. I know what you thought of the movie, but tell the people what you thought about the movie.
Man, listen.
When you start with that,
James Cameron is a brilliant director in the technological sense. But as I'm trying to think about it, I think maybe there's a movie that I'm forgetting, but his last good story involving good characters you invested in, characters you wanted to see survive. His last good stories was Aliens back in 1986.
Interesting.
Maybe Titanic. I did like Titanic, but it wasn't much of a story, but it was still good. It was a typical love story. James Cameron.
Did you like Terminator?
What happened?
Terminator? You didn't like Terminator?
I said since Aliens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first Terminator, great story. Second Terminator, it was the same story as the first one, and that's what since you brought that up, that's what we're seeing with James Cameron now. He does not know how to tell a story anymore. Avatar 2 was basically Avatar done all over again with a lot of retconning, and the last half hour of that movie was Titanic. Okay. We had two scenes. I don't know if Ampu signed out because you don't want to get a spoil. But are we spoiling or no?
We'll ask Ant because he's the one who hasn't seen it. Ampu, what's your thoughts on that? Or are you still there?
Damn.
Okay. Black podcast. I guess let's say we're not spoiling.
We're not going to spoil. All right. Well, I will say this. I don't think this is a spoiler. There are two scenes in this movie that repeat themselves. And it is a scene that we saw in Titanic. It's a scene where a loved one is handcuffed to a ship that's sinking. We saw that shit twice in this movie. There is no reason that this movie is 3 hours long. If it were 2 hours tops, it would have been a decent movie. I would have said, okay, it's the same story, but all right, we got some new characters, fine. We got some new world building, fine. But all it is they move away from the mountains and go to the sea. And then it's the same story after that. And the characters, Sully, the father, man, how he acting towards his son? What the hell? He was a terrible father. Huh?
I was trying to remind me, what was he doing?
He was ragging on the son the entire movie.
Okay.
He was saying, he said at one point, you embarrassed me. You embarrassed his whole family when he was defending his brother.
And then we've seen that trope in a lot of movies, father-son movies.
Not like this one.
Fences remind me of Fences, but go ahead.
Oh, that father, he was a piece of work to begin with. And then there's a scene where
which would be a cold movie actually if it was a Fences father-son relationship in an Avatar world. Boy, that would have been cold.
No, see, that would have made it worth watching.
Denzel, I don't have to like you.
Anyway. Liking your black ass wasn't part of the bar.
Your blue ass.
Right.
Get your own food. Goddamn. Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, it was there were two good scenes that kept my attention. They held my attention. One, and they were both battle scenes. Other than that, I'm like, God damn. Okay, you're friends with the whale. Cool. Can we move on? All right. And then the other thing is, okay, well, I can't. This would be a spoiler. What is the James Cameron doesn't even take time to set up the humans returning to Pandora. It's just they're looking up at the sky, and all of a sudden, oh, there's a new star in the sky. Oh no, that's a ship. The humans are back, and then they just start off running. I mean, James Cameron doesn't give a fuck about stories. He's just about the technology, and he needs to keep his ass away from water. All right, because he loves water. This shit didn't need to be 3 hours long. and I was bored through, I'd say 80% of it.
Okay.
That's my brief shorthand take.
Do you still do the ratings thing? Where would you rate this?
I'd give it 2.5 wheels out of 5.
Damn. Okay. Well, quickly, I like the movie. I thought it was very entertaining. Like while I was watching it, initially I was kind of falling asleep. I think the first 30 minutes it was on, and there's a whole battle and and not to say it wasn't action packed, but I don't know. I don't know if I can say I was necessarily tired. I saw it at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was excited to see it, but I just kind of felt like, oh, this is kind of what I expected. You know, of course, it looked great. I expected it to look great. I don't know. I was just like, okay. And I started falling asleep, but I woke up and was really attentive when they went to the water part of the movie, when that started. And it focuses on the entire family. From there, I was all in. I thought it was, like I said, very entertaining. It wasn't boring to me after that. It did feel long, but I appreciate spending time with all the characters the way that they did. And for me, watching it through the lens of a father, I got sucked in on that part, man. Like the father relationship with the kids and just watching the kids going through all this stuff. For me, I was just like, I was like kind of anxious, and I was like, please don't let nothing happen to this family. That would whoop de whoop. And so for me, it was like, what's that show you like? Q, Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it in a good way. And for me, like I was all into the family dynamics. Like I normally don't watch stuff like that, but I just thought, I was like, wow, there's a ton of action. Action was badass. It looked incredible. And I just felt like I was in that world, and I was okay. I'm back at Avatar, and I, didn't think I was going to really care for it. And I was like, you know what? I see what James Cameron is doing. I think his last few movies, he reminds me of Michael Bay and Roland Emmerich, if I can say, in a sense that they make movies to the lowest common denominator. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's got to have this kind of scene. It's going to have these kind of characters. There's the bumbling character. There's the overly obvious bad guy. There's the military hoorah type thing. I mean, he's very much. He had the Marines that he's had in Aliens, which have been a trope for him. And what was that other movie? The Abyss. Even the last Avatar. So he does his things that it's like those are James Cameronisms. So I expect that. That's why would he not? So he does that to a T. I think he just does it now where it's almost like, and maybe because I've seen the movie so many times, I can just easily identify them. Versus, I suppose, if I was a newbie to his stuff, I would probably be like, oh wow, didn't see that coming. So he checked off all the check marks of James Cameron type movies. But the thing about it for me is, if you get caught up in it, hell, it's a popcorn blockbuster of a time. For me, the way you described the movie when you said it had this, I would have. Most Marvel movies are like that to me. You've seen most of the stuff in the other movies. They'll retcon certain things, even go back in time. But again, I enjoy the universe of it all, and those are to be expected. So to me, this being a sequel, I suppose it's to be expected that it's going to do the same things. I will say that James Cameron early on made a career of not doing the same things. He's probably been the best sequel director ever, I would argue. Aliens and T2 are some of the best sequels ever made. But aside from that, again, I don't disagree. I can't necessarily disagree with the things that you were saying. I was just saying, for me, I highly enjoyed it for what it is. It is not the greatest movie of all time. The first one wasn't either. I just think that this was a popcorn special effects extravaganza, which aren't those normally the movies that people be going gaga over every year? The stories are all right, but they're just, I'm not going to say it's a throwaway movie, but again, it's a certain tier of movie. This is the action adventure extravaganza, versus other types of movies. But that was so my take is I enjoyed it a lot. I think it could be edited down, but I appreciate on the other hand that he is so big at what he does, he don't have to listen to nobody, for better or worse. It's interesting. It's going to bring up. I was shocked that it's doing as good as it is doing in this time climate, but I could also see why this movie would appeal to the lowest common denominator of audiences. People who aren't that invested in movies like we are. Some you want to just take the kids and and have I can see kids loving shit like this. Now, if I was a 12-year-old kid, I'd eat this shit up. But that was my take on it. You were gonna say something.
I noticed the one thing you didn't talk about when you said how you liked it was anything having to do with the story. And I would say that
I love the story.
Well, let me just say the blockbuster popcorn movie. To me, the benchmark now. There's two benchmarks for me: Top Gun Maverick and Avengers Endgame.
Interesting. I compared this movie to Top Gun.
With Top Gun Maverick,
which I don't think
to me, it has the same character. Well, not the same characters. It has the same theme in it, but it brought something new to the story. Now, comparing it to the old Top Gun, that's a low bar to set. The old Top Gun movie.
What did it bring new? Just so I can be clear.
Well, in the
I was asking the same question.
In this one, they brought in an enemy they had to fight, as opposed to the first Top Gun. I think that took up the last 15 minutes. In this one, they had a mission that they were training for, and it evolved through the movie. The mission took place, maybe if I remember correctly, in the second act, and then they continued to build on that when Rooster and Maverick got trapped behind enemy lines. So we did see something different. The one thing about that movie that was kind of trite was the female character Jennifer Connelly, which was totally unnecessary.
Was she in the first movie?
No, that was I forget.
I actually do not remember the first movie.
Kelly McGillis, I think her name was.
Okay.
But my point is that it brought something new to the table, as did Avengers Endgame. This movie brought nothing new to the table other than James Cameron saying, let's move these characters to another environment and let's just tell the same fucking story. That's what it was to me.
Wasn't the family new? And the dynamics of the kids and all that? That wasn't in the first movie. Well, to me, it was a whole part of the movie. This new one.
Then just do a family and just do a Little House on the Prairie family movie then. Don't do a movie. Don't do a movie where you're fighting the same enemy, which is the humans, and don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining by saying, well, it's different because this time the bad guys are avatars too. Now they're 10 feet tall too. So we did give you something different.
Kind of like the Empire and all the other movies.
Empire? What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying kind of like the Star Wars. They're always fighting the Empire. Go ahead.
Well, you got it. Yeah, okay. I've always complained. I got sick in the first trilogy. After the first trilogy, I got sick of seeing stormtroopers and Jedi. I admit that. That's why I like Mandalorian so much. So yeah, but I'm just saying, don't give me the same.
Doesn't the Mandalorian have stormtroopers?
It did, but no, just let him. He's right.
Yeah, no. It was a different. To me, the Mandalorian brought something fresh to the table. How often did you see stormtroopers in Mandalorian? How often did you see stormtroopers shooting at the bad guys who had lightsabers? I don't remember seeing that a lot. So I felt like something fresh.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not insinuating that they should do it. They should have done away with lightsabers and Jedi from the Star Wars movies, are you? Or?
I'm saying the movie Rogue One was a great movie. It's probably my second favorite Star Wars film. You didn't see any Jedi. You saw Darth Vader, but you didn't see any Jedi or lightsabers in that. It was different.
So it still had the same villain, though, right? Just to go back to your point.
With the lightsaber.
It had Darth Vader in the last. It had Darth Vader in the last 5 minutes.
I thought he was all throughout the movie. He was the villain.
It wasn't about Jedi trying to fight going to the dark side. That wasn't the theme. It was
about the Empire, wasn't it? It was about the bad.
It was about the Empire, yes, but the central theme was not
stormtroopers, right?
It wasn't about a Skywalker trying to go
Right, but
fight.
you were arguing
Star
Stormtroopers. You weren't talking about Skywalker. I'm just saying they had Stormtroopers throughout
Stormtroopers was
Rogue
just
One.
one of the tropes. Stormtroopers was just one of the tropes, but they gave me different characters that did not involve Jedi or lightsabers. Could
Kind
it
of
have
like
been a
Avatar
better,
2,
could
though,
it have been a better movie without Stormtroopers? Perhaps.
right? No, absolutely.
But my point is with Avatar 2, it was exactly the same story with the same characters. Now you want to say that they throw in the family element. You can say that if you want to. It just made it another 2 hours too long.
But that was different. You could say that.
But I mean, if we talk about some of the quintessential blockbusters, you look at Jaws 2, guy facing off against a shark. You look at Terminator, we have to run away from a Terminator in order to save the future. You look at Aliens, we need to go down there and stop the aliens. It's kind of derivative from the original to the sequel. Avengers,
Right,
we
but I
got
can
to
also
stop
be-
an invading. We got to stop an invading foreign enemy.
Right,
You
but
can
I
say
can
that
also
about any
tell you
superhero
that there are
movie.
sequels. No, that's not true because this Avengers 2, what was that about?
That was about an evil alien. I mean, an evil robot that was
Right.
trying to destroy the world.
Right. So
After the original
you
one was
have to-
about an evil alien
that
army
movie
trying to
sucked.
destroy the world.
That movie sucks.
So
I don't
you
know
do
if I
have to
said
have
that.
you do have to have conflict. That's what you're proving. You do have to have an antagonist and a protagonist, but you can make them different by not having the same. What was the name? Colonel Quaritch, the same character in Avatar 1, who's in Avatar 2, fighting
Kind of like a
swords.
Darth Vader.
Now,
Kind of like a Darth Vader type of character.
no, not really.
Kinda
Isn't
like
he
the
the same
T-1000.
in every movie?
Well, see, I don't know where you've been, Ant, but I said T1, Terminator 1, and Terminator 2. James Cameron ripped off his own story. So you're making my point. Saying Aliens.
How do you rip off your own story?
Well,
Isn't
I
that
know
would
you
be
don't.
saying
I
like
know-
doesn't that be
I know
like
this
saying
is
like the
fun.
Matrix shouldn't have been about the machines the whole series, or saying that Terminator shouldn't have been about Skynet? Like that's the story.
Again, you guys are making my point. I think the Matrix sequel sucked too. The only one that was good was the first one.
Right.
Because
Okay.
the ones after that were very similar. Now, if you want to equate Darth Vader being in a 5-minute scene in Rogue One to Colonel Quaritch,
No, I was
being
equating Darth Vader to being in A New
in
Hope, Empire
Avatar
Strikes
and
Back,
in the
and
bad
Return of the
guy in
Jedi. That's
Avatar
what I was
2.
equating
If
to,
you want to
not
make
that
that
movie.
comparison,
Did you hear what I
can
just
make
said? Did you hear what I just said?
I decided
Because I say that because you were going down a path that I wasn't saying. So I was like, why don't I stop you from making a point that I'm not trying to make? I'm saying I was talking about Darth Vader being in the original trilogies.
Right, but that's different because the story had to unfold throughout 3 films.
I got you.
That's a
You're right.
totally different
It's
thing.
different. It's different.
It is different.
Absolutely. All right.
It's very different, but that's okay.
I got it. So Avatar, I would say this. My last name. I would say go see it, but yeah, actually I would say go. It's not now, he has his opinion. I'm not disputing any of his take on it. I don't think it's a horrible movie. It's again, I found it was more entertaining to me than a lot of movies I've seen last year. A horrible movie to me that I would say would be like Love and Thunder or something like that. But to me, this movie blows out. Even this was better to me than Black Panther 2, which I wish Black Panther 2 was like this. But yeah, neither one of them were horrible, but neither one of them either were like movies of the year or anything like that.
I remember when I went to see 8 Mile. I forget what year they came out, but they showed a preview for the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this one brother in the audience, he said something that I always think of when I see a bad movie. HBO, wait for it to come on HBO. Do not go and torture yourself and go see this 3-hour movie that you've already seen.
Got it. All right. And was just trying to bring up, give me a second. Yeah, what I was saying, it's interesting. I thought this movie was going to bomb. Not based on what I saw at the theater. Well, I mean, in terms of, I didn't think that audiences were going to like respond to this. I'm very more removed from TV, so I don't know how the ads and things like that were playing. But it just felt like there wasn't a lot of hype. Like I think of when we think of the Marvel stuff, or maybe even the Star Wars movie. I haven't had that in a while. But it just seemed like there would be more hype. And I was like, I don't know if people are going to want to go back to Avatar after so long, and would it still work? You know, I just like I didn't think it was going to be. But my point is to say, from the audience's perspective, whatever that's based on, I guess after the second week, this movie is almost at almost $900 million, which I had, like I said, I would have never saw that. I didn't think it would even do that, but looking at the movie, I can see I can see the lower common denominator. It's an easy watch. But go ahead.
I didn't think it was going to bomb because I mean, James Cameron was a genius. He waited for kids who weren't even born yet to make this new movie so that we could go take our kids to go see this, our 13-year-olds to go see this movie. So I didn't think it was going to bomb. I just thought it was going to be a family-friendly movie that was going to kill it because ain't much out there. And I really wanted more out of this movie. I will not, under any circumstances, go see any of the other 4 Avatar movies. It's not happening. Okay. Because that brings me to one of the characters I liked the least in this movie, the little white kid. What was up with? You can't talk about it. We're not spoiling. What's up with that kid? He was
hilarious.
I mean,
well, he was. Let me stop. Go ahead.
I mean, does James Cameron know how to write characters? Because what that kid does in the movie made me not like him. And
I don't think he's a likable character.
It made me say, okay, the kid. He looks like he's about 12 years old, so he's smart enough to know. He should be smart enough to know that his dad is manipulating him. But he goes right along, and then he gets on his white privilege. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Motherfucker, I'm gonna fake you sorry. Hey. You see my house? You see my house back there? And then in the scene,
cold.
And in the scene where Neytiri, the wife, she had old boy with a knife to his throat. I was happy.
Hey, I was rooting. I was one of the dopest parts of the movie.
You say, are y'all saying that they forgave? They was on a black pastor. Wow.
Listen, I'm not gonna spoil the movie, but this character he's talking about is he's like he almost reminded me of a little Tarzan or something. He was a little jungle boy who was raised by the
he
Na'vi.
Was like Mowgli from
and he thought, Mowgli. He acted like he was part of them. Obviously, he's not, but he was jumping around. I thought he would be freezing or something. Like, how they must be a tropical because he ain't got no clothes on, but the little knapsack. But at a certain point, one of the characters is a connection to one of the other characters, the bad characters. And I'm watching this and I'm like, wow, he's just kikiing and all clicked up with the bad guys, but he raised by the Na'vi and he snitching, doing all kind of stuff. And there's something that happens toward the end, like Q was alluding to. And I was like, well, you know what? James Cameron was just showing y'all they be on cold. They don't care what. That was literally White Daddy. And hey, and the mom, what's her name? Zoe's out there. She was on her, she snapped. And I was like, oh shit. She snapped and was going ham. I loved it. But that's why I said I thought the movie was good.
My favorite part of the movie was anytime one of the Na'vi was using them arrows like surgery. The arrows taking people out in the airplanes and shit.
Oh, I love that. Badass action. You're not gonna sit here and say James Cameron's action and wasn't on point. You'd be lying.
But what happens at the end with the little white kid? I'm sorry, I call him a white kid. I don't mean to call the little kid.
He was. What?
All that is telling me that the next Avatar is going to be the same fucking thing. And I'm not going to have any part
I'm curious what they'll do for the next one. But on one hand, the way it ends, I was like, maybe they're just about to go to war. Let's see what he does. I hope it's shorter though.
I heard, I don't know if this is urban myth, but that the initial cut was 9 hours long. I don't know if that's true.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
but he must be out his
that's
fucking
crazy.
mind.
Yeah, that's crazy. And see, the thing is, he's just gonna pull the receipts, and he's gonna be like, "Hey,
Y'all
bring it
gonna
in
be
the
there?
bag. Y'all gonna let me? So you just gonna let me do what the fuck I want to do?" And the people like you or whoever, and they're gonna be like, "Well, we can go by how you feel about it. We can go by how much money." And until that shit, it's just like Terminator. I mean, it's just like Transformers. Like them movies was, to me, I think it was trash, but for whatever reason, people kept going to see them up. So they just kept making. And Michael Bay was like, "Oh well, cool. Then I'm gonna really blow some shit. Fuck this story. Bring in the coon bots." They was like, remember them little breakdancing robot little dudes? He's like, "Hey, niggas are still watching." So.
And you know who signed off on that shit? Steven Spielberg.
Of course. Well, I'll give me. All right, Kanye. I see where you're going.
Wow.
Slid that one on in.
No, whoa. Don't.
No, do you, brother? I had nothing to do with it.
I said Steven Spielberg, the director. I did not make any allusion to his religious affiliations.
I mean, you telling on yourself, actually.
Don't you ever
all right
in the same boat as Kanye.
Anyway, okay, so Avatar. Any other movies? Anything you watched online, streaming? There's a lot of streaming movies. Oh, did anybody watch the Will Smith movie, Emancipation?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
I haven't finished watching it. I've only seen I'll start watching it, turn it off, go fall asleep.
It wasn't good enough to see the whole thing.
I the thing is, I'm watching it at like 2 a.m. every time, so I'm already kind of like, so I need to start all over. But is it good? Did you like it? Or?
Well, I'm not gonna say it was bad. I think it was. And see, I haven't seen Birth of a Nation. I think that's the only I'm gonna call it slave movie that I haven't seen recently. But this one, for whatever reason, the horror of slavery was, to me, more impactful in this movie. The one thing I say is, I don't think Will Smith deserves an Oscar for it.
Oh, he ain't getting it.
I ain't gonna get no Oscar, whether he was good or not. He ain't getting shit.
I'm just saying, the word on the street is that he's doing this movie to make. The joke is, if you want to get back in their good graces, do a slave movie.
I got you.
Right?
Actually, he probably should have did Big Mama's House 4.
Stop it!
If he wanted to get in good graces.
Don't play us like that, Mike. Don't play us. Please.
His career would turn over quick now. Oh shit!
We leave that to Tyler Perry. Anyway, he doesn't really. He has one emotion to the whole movie and one facial expression to the whole movie, and that's easy to do because he's suffering through the whole movie. But you look at what's his name, Chiwetel Ejiofor, who was in 12 Years a Slave. He showed a whole range of emotions. Will Smith just looks like this through the whole movie. That's it.
Man, he got that Jada
minus,
shit on his back.
Minus the forehead, of course, but he just I mean, he does a passable job, but he doesn't really give me much in terms of emotion.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's a bad movie.
Oh, all right. Is it worth watching or no?
I'd say worth watching.
Okay. I'll check it out. I know nobody saw the Whitney Houston movie. It just came out. Notice ain't nobody really talking about that either. Here's my thing on it. This movie, I believe, and I could be wrong, but Primary Wave, people who have a stake in Prince's estate, is part of this movie. Like this is they managed the Whitney Houston estate. And I'm like, one part of me, I want that movie to be good because these people might be could possibly be doing a Prince movie, and I don't want them to be putting out no crap. But from what I hear about it, it ain't it, man. They described him. It's more of a Whitney Clive Davis story. I suppose
Apparently
they had to
made
somehow get the man in there to make him a part of it.
apparently it's made 6.8 million domestically since
Mm.
December 23rd. I mean,
Damn.
I think it's a couple of things. The actress that they got isn't really giving me Whitney vibes. Like, because I look at Angela Bassett when she played Tina Turner. I mean, first of all, you know she can act, and then she just embodied that character. When I saw the trailer for the movie, I'm like, this looked like Lifetime BET. And the
But the
second,
Lifetime Whitney movie was, or Bobby was good with it. The
yeah,
Whitney they had on
exactly.
that was dope.
And
Yeah.
that was my next point. I feel like this doesn't touch. It's not going to touch new ground. And on top of that, I enjoyed the Bobby Brown movie so well. And I understand that there was more to Whitney outside of being married to Bobby Brown, but it was just so entertaining. And it touched on a number of their time together that I feel like, okay, looking at the trailer, this isn't bringing anything new that makes me say, I got to go see what this has to say.
Yeah, looking at the trailer, and I was like, okay, they don't show the struggle that we all saw of Whitney, and I was wondering, like, is it because the family and the state is behind this that they're not going to really show that? And from, like I said, from what I've heard, they don't really. It just kind of jumps around real quick, but they don't really go into. I'm like, but that's how she died. Like, I'm thinking if you're going to make the real Whitney movie, you show all the triumphs, but you have to show the cracked out. What was that cover? That Kanye cover? It's just the terrible bathroom.
I can't remember. I think it was Daytona. The album cover Daytona.
Yeah, I was like, there's the Whitney that the Dance with Somebody Whitney, and then it became that bathroom Whitney, and that would be a hell of a movie. Like, it'd be hard to watch sometime, but it'd be honest. And I was wondering if were they going to do that, but I guess if you don't got a really strong actor, you're not going to probably be able to pull them scenes, where they're going to feel like something. So
I think a couple of reasons, just my opinion.
Mhm.
First of all, the title of the movie sucks. It's lazy. Second, the actress that they hired to play Whitney, I've never heard of her. Not that I would be all end all, but I would hazard to guess she's an unknown. And she does not embody Whitney Houston at all. And they show a clip of her singing the national anthem, and her facial expressions look like she looks crazy or something. When they, you know what I'm talking about? They got a tight shot on face. She's looking all around like, I'm like, what are you doing? And I think it was released the wrong time of year. I could see January, February.
I don't know about the release date. I kind of think that could work, but everything else you mentioned just didn't do it any favors at the top of the release date.
It looks like it should have just been a streaming movie almost, like, put it on Netflix or something.
And the thing is, after Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man,
Elvis, I don't know if y'all ain't seen
according
that
to
movie.
you,
That movie is fantastic, man. I don't care how you feel about Elvis, but you don't sit here and act like that movie ain't well made.
I guess I might watch it one time on streaming. No, I'm gonna watch it.
I had somebody
for the culture. I'm gonna watch it on bootleg.
I had somebody that was big in the game, not big in the game, but somebody that we would respect. He hit me up recently. He's like, "I just watched that. Oh my god!" It's like, what? Okay. But anyway, your point.
I think it was
all right. I did watch this movie. What was it called? They Sheet. It's like no one leaves alone or something. No one leaves alive. A horror movie. It's on Netflix, actually. No one gets out alive. Listen, if you want to watch something where you're going to be talking back to the screen, you're like, you don't, that's the movie to watch, man. It's this, I guess, a POC woman. I'm trying to use all the little buzzwords. I think she was a Hispanic chick, came to the country, America. She ends up renting a room in like a board house, and she's starting to get she got a job at a seamstress sweatshop, So she don't got a lot of money. So she rents. The white dude owns the place. Okay, here's your room. It's kind of a dark building, apartment building. He's like, oh, there's really nobody else to live here but one other chick down the hall or something like that. But of course, when she's in her room, she kind of hear like some girl crying coming through the vent. And, you know, for us right there, it'd have been like, nah, I'm good. Let me get here and fuck up out of here. Nope. Like that would have been the Nope movie. But of course, she just, you know, plays it off. And so it just slowly but surely little shit be happening at that apartment building. He's like, I don't know, sis. Like, I know you're not from America, but you're not seeing the signs. And one day she come home and there's some bald-headed white dude at the end of the hall downstairs, and he just beating his head up against another door. Boom, boom. And he's like repeating something. And it's all dark. And she's like walking up the stairs looking. And I'm like, ain't that a sign? You should get the fuck up out of there. And of course, she go back to her room, and you can hear him walking up the stairs now. And you can hear he don't walk right to her door. You can kind of see it underneath from the light that he's standing right in front of her door. Boom, bang on the door. I'm like, fuck out of here. And then on top of all of that going on, there's spirits in this movie. She keeps like being in her room, and like you'll see the bathroom is open behind her, and it'll be dark, and in the silhouette you see like this old lady back there, and her eyes are only thing you can see. Her eyes are super bright, and like I'm like, is this some ghost? What the fuck? You know, they keep showing shit like that, right? And I'm trying to figure this movie. I'm like, is this on some demon shit, or is this some sick white boys raping women in this apartment? Because that's what it was kind of leading. You know, you see the two white dudes, and they always, every time she always sees them, she like going to wash her clothes or something, there'll be some strung out, tired white girl in there with the real greasy, stringy hair and the bags. And I'm like, oh, hi, hey, you just moved in? And it's a young chick. She looked tired, and I'm like, you don't know what they have got these chicks doing. And you can kind of hear the, you know, in the background, like downstairs in the basement or some shit. Like, what's going on? But she still continues to live there. And when she's at her job, here's the other thing. She met her uncle, was some well-to-do Hispanic dude. He's an American. He got big business, and he got a family, and he rich. And he invited her over for dinner, meet his family. And he basically is going to let her know, hey, I'm going to get you clicked in. I'm going to go ahead and get you a job. You know, whoop-de-whoop. Just bring your ID and stuff so we can get all the paper. Here's the thing. She ain't American citizen. So she ain't really got no ID. So at her little sweatshop job, she befriended this black Jamaican chick. And Jamaican girl was like, you know, I can get you get your fake ID and green card made up. My boys do it. Whoop-de-whoop. It's like $3,000 or whatever. She's like, oh, okay. So she's trying to get all this money to get the green card thing, but she done spent her deposit money on this place. So now she want to back out of the place, but the white boy, he can't never find him. And so she ends up just telling the Jamaican chick, who they try to make it seem like that's her girl. She's, oh, I just don't have the money, whoop-de-whoop, but I can get this great job from my uncle. I need to get this. So the black girl's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. How much you got now? Now, right there, me, when she said that, I already knew, oh, she's running game. She said it was $3,000. Now she's telling you how much you got, and the girl's like, I only got like 1,000. She's like, okay, I'll take that, and I'll pay the other half. I was like, if you don't see that, that's some cap. And sure enough, she go back to work the next day. And Felipe, you know, he the supervisor dude, you get to work. Where's such and such, Janika? Oh, she quit yesterday. I was like, oh, this bitch took your money. She got the fuck up out of it. And you assed out. Now you broke. You're going to go back to the apartment and ask them dudes for your money back. And they're going to have your ass in that basement on some underground website doing some foul shit, and you ain't going to never be heard of again. That's all I'm going to leave it. I ain't going to say no more. That movie ends up turning into some other shit. But I'm telling you, it was so bad, it was good. You know, it's just popcorn. Oh, hell, oh shit, this bitch is stupid. I would have, you know, it's just all that, man. So you want to see an entertaining movie? No One Gets Out Alive on Netflix. Boy, that's yeah.
Was it originally produced for Netflix or was it in theaters?
Oh, I have no idea. I would not be surprised if it. I don't know. It says it came out 2021. It's one of those movies that you would never go see at the theater, but you watch it at home and it'd be kind of like, yo, that shit was on point. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna go out and watch it and pay no money to go. But watching at home, that shit was actually very entertaining. You know, it's like one of the movies. It's like them old VHS movies that you would rent that, oh, I spit on your grave. Nigga, I'm not going to the theater to see I spit on your grave, but I'll rent that shit for $2.99, watch it at home. You have a good ass time. Like, I got some sick shit. Them white boys wild out, you know. One of them kind of, yeah, that's one of them movies. That's a new genre. Them white boys is wild. You know, that
the premise sounds like that movie Barbarian. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's another one. That's a good movie though to me. But it's the same type of movie. Yeah, that's one of them. Bitch, you stupid. You should have known them motherfuckers.
And that woman, wasn't the woman in that movie fully black?
It's interesting wording. As opposed to
I'll put it that way on purpose.
I bet.
So she should have known better. That's what I'm saying. She should know better.
So the pigmentation correlates to the common sense.
Hell yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, it should.
Very interesting.
When it comes to horror movies, it does. It should.
Oh, gotcha. I understand the logic. I get it. Q Storm. All right. Well, let me ask you guys this. Have you heard or been following any of this Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez stuff?
Yes, I've been following it, and I just don't understand Negroes. I'm like, I said it elsewhere. I said, I don't
sound like you now.
I don't get why black folk, black men and women, are caping for Tory Lanez. I just don't get it. I could get it if it was Jay-Z, Drake, Kanye, even, people who have, by some standards, are of A-list status, have done something in the industry that has a lot of notoriety. But I'm like, Tory Lanez, I can't even name one song he's done. And yet he has this huge contingency of people saying that Megan Thee Stallion is lying and that she's a slut and she was smashing a homie. She got what she deserved. And I'm like, for Tory Lanez? And what happened to hashtag protect black women? And the other part is that it really does show, somebody responded to me, it's like misogyny. And I'm like, but it really does show, because if you were to ask, I bet you 90 out of 100 people randomly, they know Megan Thee Stallion before Tory Lanez. Yet I'm seeing at least 40% of people defending Tory Lanez. And I'm like, why?
I'm not arguing your numbers. I'm just curious, how did you determine 40% of what people?
It's 40% of the people that I saw on Twitter that was responding to the not guilty, the guilty verdict. And I'm seeing them say, I'm seeing a large contingency of them saying, yes. And I'm saying, oh, she was lying. This is all cap. They're trying to take him out. And I'm like, are you serious? It kind of reminded me of that episode of the Boondocks where Huey had to get up and be like, it's like, not every black man is being railroaded by this criminal justice system. I'm like, Tory Lanez. They really want Tory Lanez. So you see this
as a black man, black woman thing? Is that where you're kind of
going? No. I'm not a black man, black woman thing. I'm just gobsmacked. Like, how are anybody defending him? Period. Like, what the fuck? It's not a black man, black woman saying, oh, it's only black men that are defending. It's only black women. I'm saying black men and women.
Yeah, what's their defense?
That she's lying, that somebody else was in on it, that it's a conspiracy to take Tory Lanez down. That he wasn't guilty beyond all reasonable doubt. Somebody else came in and said they did it. That she attacked him.
It's obvious that he did do all those things? Again, I only know what I've heard. You're making it seem like, of course, it's obvious that he did it. Is that the general consensus?
There's a general. I don't know. I don't know the full story, but if you ask me, I'm like, yeah, he probably did that shit. He probably did that shit. And
Based
she
off just
got
kinda what you heard
witnesses.
about him?
She got witnesses. She's a credible witness of herself. But all of a sudden, they're trying to lay all these seeds of doubt. And I'm like, well, they said guilty, so I'm gonna go with that. And he ain't never. And the thing is he never denied it. He never denied the shit until they press
never
charges. Then all of a
denied
sudden,
that
like
he
when
shot her?
yeah, but the first part of it, he didn't say shit about it. Then when they pressed the charges, all of a sudden he got a story to tell. It's like, nah, bro, what was your story for the beginning?
From what I have heard and the limited things I have seen, it seemed like both of them are unreliable with the stories. It seemed like I've heard people say, hey, she said this, and then there was this, and she did a diss record on the other black woman that was there or whatever. And then, of course, I've heard what people have said about he's what you're saying. So to me, I was like, it seemed like they were both like all over the place with it. But that's why I was wondering was it a presumption that, of course, he did it, or I was just curious where that was based on.
What was his motivation for shooting her? Why did he shoot her?
The story is she smashed the homie.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's another young woman that was there.
Yeah, that's the story. Yes.
Which I think is was her best friend or something like that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on. He shot her because she had sex with one of his friends?
That's the
That
story.
doesn't logically make no sense to me, but
that's the story.
Were they together? Were the two of them together?
Yeah.
I think he had sex with both of them. But I still don't understand why would he shoot her? What's his motivation?
Well, I mean, his motivation would be jealousy, I guess.
Jealous.
If he was having sex with her and she has sex with another dude,
no. Well, that's not what happened. I don't know if you're.
Tell me what happened.
Yeah, he is a rapper, right? I guess he's famous. I don't know his songs either, but he, I guess, was in some sort of relationship with Megan Thee Stallion, right? And then I guess he was also in a relationship with Megan Thee Stallion's homegirl. And they all went out one night to one of the Kardashians' kids' parties or something. And I from what I gather, it looked like he was kind of flirting with the Kardashian girl, and Megan didn't like that. And they were all drinking and partying, and eventually they all leave and they get in the car and I guess and start arguing. And somehow, I guess, in that car ride, it is revealed to both of those girls that he was fucking both of them. And they start arguing because people were so drunk. And it sounded like the best friend and Megan was going at each other because, bitch, how you going to take my man? Blah, blah, blah. So that's why I was trying to understand. What's his motivation to shoot if he's just a dude? Like, shit, I'm giving both of them dick. Huh? I'm not mad. I'm trying to understand, what was he mad about? That
Maybe
you would want to blast somebody.
Here's some information that we got to understand. I think Megan's 5'10", 5'11". Tory Lanez is about 5'2", 5'3".
She's a big chick, yeah. She's big.
So there was that whole, that little man's complex. Like, how dare you come at me like this?
To the point where he's gonna shoot somebody. That's wild. I mean, I'm not saying that's not the mentality out there, but for a successful person, you got to really be crazy. He's a menace to society. If that's what I mean.
And not just shoot someone as famous as her.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, are you kidding me?
Now, again, some of the other stuff I heard was, and I think this was in the testimony of some of these witnesses, that he saw the other girl either had the gun or struggled for the gun or something. It was something going on with them two girls and this dude. And that's why I was unclear about it. I know I haven't watched all of it, but I was trying to understand, like, why I do agree she got shot at. Like, I don't doubt that at all. And I think that's a damn shame, and that's ridiculous. And I think people need to be put away for that. I was just trying to understand, whoever shot that gun is a sick motherfucker. Because if you're going to be that mad over some infidelities. Not to say I haven't heard that before. You have. It just seems like, man, that person needs to be off the street. They're not in control of their emotions to the point where they're damn near risk the life of somebody over some extra dick or extra pussy or something. You know what I mean? That's sick to me. Now you've seen men and women get in the height of the situation and over somebody cheating and get the blast, but it's like you said, in the positions that they're in, it's even more sick because you got everything to lose. It'd be different if they were just some Ray Ray and Shaniqua off the block, but these cats got millions of dollars. What the hell are they doing all this for? So it doesn't add up. But I don't know if was that where the culture was at that time. Is that, see, to me, here's my thing. I'm gonna let you talk, Q. I hope that this whole thing is like a wake-up call and a chance for us to say, you know what, man, I'm done with the baller player, want to be a blood gangster dude. I'm done with the over-sexualized black woman sleeping who I want to sleep with, fucking around. I'm a hoe too trope. Let them have that, because this is why they got us. Niggas and niggettes shooting at each other, and they got the world at their fingertips. So imagine the rest of us who are just the working people. We don't want no part of that. Like, that's not nothing to uphold. And look where it got them. So that's why I hope is one hand, it's just like, you know what? That's a sad story. Let this be the lesson now. We're done with the ratchet. Let that stay in the background from now on, because what did it get him? This apparently he's looking at 20 something years, right? How you gonna be multimillionaire rapper? Now you got 20 years. I guess that lifestyle didn't work out for you. Maybe it's not something we should argue or cape for. Because who's winning?
Respectability politics.
Here you go.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, you call it whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying it don't make no sense to me. What's the win? What did they win? Her career is forever tainted, right? She's gonna always have those people that are gonna say you lied and all that old bullshit. Which is what woman or any man or woman needs to have that. But that's that culture. So I don't know, man. That's a sad story. I feel bad for both of them. And then you got the parents. The dad was out there. This is the worst thing that ever happened to
That's where the story gets interesting for me.
And now you see there's the other rapper. What's his name? The dude that was cooning on the
Bobby Shmurda.
Bobby Shmurda. He put out some video sounding like he the dad. Yeah, Rock Nation and Jay-Z. That ain't right, man. I'm like, what is there something going on I don't know about? Like,
what does Jay-Z have to do with any of this? I don't understand.
Who knows, man? I think she's on Rock Nation, which is a company he owns, management company or something. Right.
What's that got to do with?
And I've heard in the past. Now she also has a lawsuit with her record company. And one of the allegations from the CEO of that record company, he's a black dude. He was a baseball player. Can't remember his name. But he was saying that Rock Nation was trying to steal her from him now that she's going mainstream, and they're doing everything in their power behind the scenes to separate her and him, hence his lawsuit. So I don't know if that's sort of the rumbling that people think, that they just bogarting people, and once they get an investment into something, they ain't gonna let it lose. They not losing. Which I could, any hardcore business, I suppose, would do some shit like that, but Jay-Z ain't pulled the trigger. He didn't force you in that lifestyle.
That dad's looking for a book deal or a TV deal.
Yeah. Didn't his wife, what did she have on? It was some kind of funny outfit. I was like, you would wear that to court? It had like Daffy Duck or something on it. Like it was something like that. It was like a skin tight suit with a comic character. I'm like, yeah. What do you call it? Your stepson on prison. about to face 20 years in prison, but you were in the courtroom with a Daffy Duck skin suit on. Man.
I'm not gonna say it again. I'm not gonna say it.
I don't know, man. I guess that's the same mentality where you would get your car and you would get Snickers. Get your hoopties wrapped in a Snickers bar logo with spinners. Like, yeah, nigga. Like, man, are they paying you? It's making me sense. But, I sound like I'm condemning the stuff, but hey, do you, man?
He just knew he was saying something. He knew he was saying something, boy.
Didn't he? He got a church out there. I'm like, what's that gun, man? I get it though. I mean, if that was my son, I'd probably be on some. I'd be talking wild too, I suppose. Like, shit, that's my baby. You about to do 20. Fuck all you mother.
But if you knew your son shot somebody, would you?
But if I didn't think he did, I'd be even more. I would probably be like him. If maybe he thinks he didn't.
I'd be like Biden, Obama, Trump. Somebody get my boy out of jail.
Hilarious.
He ain't did nothing. He ain't did nothing to nobody. Putin, call your boy. Putin, talk to Russia.
Stay a political prisoner. Lord. Don't let this be a thing 10 years from now. The Megan Tory limited series on Netflix. That's a like the OJ movie. Stop it. Stop it. Who would play the dad?
David Allen Greer.
Hilarious. Right. Oh man. Okay. Anyway. Shit. Oh, and Pooh, I know you got something you wanted to talk about.
No, it was just we were talking about what our best films of the year, worst films.
Oh yeah.
Of the year. Yeah, since we 5 days out. Jeez. I can't believe I've watched 66 of these films, and I'd say a good 40% of them were in theaters too. So I'm like, damn.
Give us your top 10.
Top 10. Number 10, The Woman King. Loved it. Great performance. Little story, little controversial, but hey, I enjoyed it overall. Number 9, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, which might drop upon a repeat viewing, as some stuff just ain't adding up to me, but I enjoyed the overall story. I enjoyed seeing the Illuminati. I just thought it was good. Number 8, Wakanda Forever. We just talked about that. Great film. Number 7, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Got to see it again because I felt it was a little too long, and the last 30 minutes, I like more of the sci-fi of them being in all these multiverse, and at the end where it kind of got back to the mother's love for the daughter. It kind of lost me, so I think I need to see it again. Number 6, Black Adam. We already talked about that. Number 5, Bullet Train. That was a phenomenal film. Good acting, good cameos. Just overall, just a fun ass film. Mm-hmm. Number 4, Prey. Yes, I can believe a Choctaw Indian could take down a predator.
I forgot all about that movie.
Yeah. What? Come on, bro.
And I liked it, but I just forgot all about it.
Yeah, that was great. The actress did a great job too. Number 3, Black Phone. Hell of a scary psychological film. It was adapted from the comic book of Stephen King's son. So
okay, interesting.
So talent runs in that family.
He's a weird dude.
Number 2, The Batman. Great acting performances, great cast, hell of a good story. One of the best portrayals of Batman outside of Kevin Conroy, Ben Affleck, and Michael Keaton himself. I got to give it up to him. And Zoe Kravitz, she, for about 3 weeks, she was the light-skinned mixed black girl, and then she had to fuck it up talking shit on Will Smith. But hey, you can't take her Selena Kyle performance away. She did the damn thing. And number one, which I know nobody listening to this or on this show has seen it, y'all should. RRR.
Oh, yeah.
It is the most entertaining film of the year. It's 2.5 hours long. It's subtitled, but it is the most ridiculous, fun action. I mean, they was getting it in like with the karate. They had not one but two Indian dance scenes, and it didn't. Yeah, and it didn't take away from the film, and it even had a couple of ballads. I'm just saying, watch this film. It's fucking amazing. There's nothing I've seen this year that can top it, and I think it just needs to be seen.
That's your number one movie of the year?
Number one movie, RRR.
Okay.
So on Netflix, I have no excuse not to watch it. It is on Netflix. You already paying for it. Go watch it. Other than the fact that it's 2.5 hours long. But the first scene is gonna have you drawn in, and then the second scene, which is this action scene where dude is on his Batman getting it in against a mob of like a couple hundred. Shit, say less.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever really watched. Is that one of those Bollywood movies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Essentially, I haven't personally watched those, and I have a slight hesitation because I feel like I wouldn't care for it. But the way you talk about it, I can see how it probably just. I'm not gonna say dumb fun, but it's just probably just super entertaining. Like it's just over the top.
But here's the thing: it's actually kind of woke too because it takes place in the British colonization of India. So you have some of that backdrop going on where you got one dude that's bucking against the British Empire, and then you got one of those respectability politics Indians like, no, we got to go about it this way, we got to work our way up, we got to work from within type thing, and you just sitting there like, bruh, come on, man. But it's a lot of layers to the story. It takes a number of different curves that I didn't see coming. I'm just saying it's hella fucking entertaining.
Okay. Got it. Q, do you have any picks of top movies you've seen this year?
I haven't seen a lot of movies this year, but of the ones I've seen, I'm gonna go with the Batman. Then I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, and my number one movie, Top Gun: Maverick. I'm not a big fan of Tom. Not a big fan of Tom Cruise, the person anymore, but I got to give it up for him. He knows how to make a good movie. It's just a shame that he's now doing all action movies because he's a good dramatic actor too. But that movie, I downloaded it on Apple TV. Still have yet to watch it because I'm waiting for the right time to watch it with the surround sound and all that. But yeah, that's probably I'm sure there's another one out there. I'm not remembering, but I'd say the biggest disappointment. If I had to guess, I'm going to say Nope. Biggest disappointment.
Yeah, I forgot about that one too. But yeah, I hate. Yeah.
For me,
I'm not going to say I hate it.
All right.
But it just didn't make a lot of sense.
Go ahead, Ant.
My biggest disappointment is Honk for Jesus. I saw that trailer and I was all in. Then I got 30 minutes in and I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't know what the fuck this film is. I'm done.
I haven't seen that one.
It's, in my opinion, it's not worth it. It's trying to be a mockumentary, serious drama, layers about the Black church, and I just was like, okay, what the hell is this movie? And I just turned it off. Sean loves it. And I'm like, okay.
Who loves it?
Sean Christopher from the Discord.
All right. This year movies were weird to me. I feel like nothing really blew me away per se. And I don't know if I really have a number one movie this year. I felt like, for me personally, I thought this was the weakest year of movies. I don't know why. Everything was forgettable to me. Even the ones I like Top Gun, I bought that. I have it at home, and I've seen it 2 times since seeing it in the theaters. Nothing tops seeing it in that theater for the first time. Just the first time seeing the movie. And I watched it again. I'm like, to me, it's the same way I look at it as ever. It's a hella entertaining movie. But it's strictly by the numbers. it's playing, it's pulling you along. Like, oh, we're gonna have this part where he dies, you know, and then it's the trench run, Star Wars. That it checks off all the boxes. It does it so well. It is so wellly made. Like it's incredible how it's shot. You know, the IMAX stuff, even at home, the IMAX stuff is incredible. So I think it's just a greatly made movie. But to me, it's like, yeah, and I guess in a year of crap, that movie can be the number one movie because it's not. If it came out any other time, you're like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not nothing. I mean, it ain't better than some real movie. Or I don't know. To me, it's just like after watching it a couple times, it's good, but this is a pure genre movie. This is a 2022 version of Top Gun with today's special effects and wizardry, but the story ain't nothing deep. But it plays on just your basic, you know, I'm gonna be your mentor, rise above. You know, it's like a Rocky movie to me. Those movies are very entertaining too, but they're very simple. Ain't nothing deep about it, and you've seen it all before. Like there was nothing in this Top Gun. I didn't see that coming. I know exactly where this is going, and I'm along for the ride. So I say that to say I love the movie. I just didn't think there was a lot of great movies for me this year. That was one of them. I enjoyed Black Adam, but I put it in the same boat. It's not that good of a movie, but it is very entertaining, and I like looking at it. And some of the scenes are great, but it's also like show by the numbers. I don't even. What else even came? The Batman I thought was great. I bought that one. It's not a rewatchable movie for me though.
You know, that's the thing. When the Riddler gets caught, that's kind of like the end of the movie for me.
Mm.
I understand. Some people have said that the scene where he's in the arena was showing him changing who he was, where how I am vengeance. I think that was the line he was using. How it got co-opted, and we had to see him make that change. But for me, I just felt like that scene after that part did nothing for me.
To me, it is a very Nolan-ish type of take on Batman, which I like. But in terms of the coolness of certain comic book movies where the shit just be cool and it's the great comic book poses, and I mean that's a part of comic books to me. This movie doesn't have that, which for me on one way is like this could have not been about Batman. I was still felt the same way about this movie. It's a very well made crime drama. They just happen to be in a Batman suit, but it doesn't have the cool. It just needs to have a little more cool shit to it.
That Marvel twin is what you was talking about. Marvel
well, it would be the same way I would say. To me, Zach's movies have that cool fucking pose and all that. Well, of course, I mean, his movies are drenched in that. To me, maybe even too much. But that's just a part of comic books that I do like that. But again, Nolan's movies didn't have that either per se. But I love those at the time. But now I can't really watch those because they don't have that.
Didn't have cool shit. The Bat Tumbler, the Bat.
At the time they did, but compared to what that genre has advanced till now, it doesn't work for me.
You know, I kind of see your point. Like, if Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Returns come on, I'm not really thinking about watching it. But if any one of the Marvel movies, except maybe Captain Marvel, come on, I'm probably gonna watch a good 30 to 45 minutes of it because it has that fun comic book element.
Yeah, it has that you know, which I think makes the Marvel movies. They're the ones who really brought that to the table in a hardcore way. Like, yeah, this shit, they full on costumes, colorful. They're not playing around, muting it out. You know what I mean?
Trying to make it grounded, realistic.
Yeah, they like, fuck you, we're doing comic book movies. So, and I enjoyed that. But getting back to the other movie I did just recently see, which I thought was really good, was Glass Onion, the sequel to Knives Out.
Oh, okay.
I actually was like, I was like, let me watch this bullshit. I was like, you know what? man, it's refreshing to see a movie that reminds me of like on some, this is a movie right here. Like it's funny. The characters are well written. It's clever. It's a mystery. And I thought Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
Man, he killed that. I can't see him as James Bond, but I definitely saw him as this character. And Janelle Monáe, fabulous in this, man.
Hold up. Did you say you can't see him as James Bond?
He's not necessarily my James Bond.
Okay.
I just didn't grow up with that.
Okay.
But
I'm like,
he worked great.
He didn't get it?
Well, again, I'm not a fan of really any of them except the last one. I just don't. But I'm not saying they're bad. But I'm just saying he is a dope actor. Like he is acting his ass off to me in this because he was playing the quirky, super intelligent type. Now maybe he was that same way in the first movie. I just don't remember. But I just thought he was. And who was the Edward Norton? The dude that played Hulk originally in the Marvel. Mm-hmm. He was dope in this too. I was like, man, it's good. He's a fucking good actor, man. He just don't be in a lot of shit that I see. But I thought that was a great movie. And I was like, this Rian Johnson, this is his bag right here. Stay the fuck away from Star Wars. But this shit right here, this is his lane. And he's dope in that. I was like, this is some shit. I like it. So that was a good movie. I thought that was a really good movie. The rest of them were just all right to me. Ain't even worth me mentioning. I don't even remember half of them. The disappointments were Nope. What's that movie that John Boyega was in? He was probably didn't even watch it. It was kind of like a take on Breaking. That was some bullshit. The
only thing that made that really interesting is to find out that was a true story.
Yeah, but I couldn't get into it. Beast.
What? Wow.
That movie was trash, man. I was trash.
That's a perfect black film crowd movie. They
were too stupid though. I just couldn't believe. I was like, nigga, stop it. You want to lose kids and all. I just expected way better. I guess to say that. I love Idris Elba, but it didn't work for me.
A movie that when I saw the trailer, I thought like this is gonna be some bullshit that turned out to be better than it had any right to be was Moonfall. I enjoyed that.
I bought that movie and watched it at home. It looks great, but that movie is complete bullshit.
But it's funny. The ending is on some other shit. But getting there, it was fun as fuck. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you on that. I mentioned it earlier, but this was one of my favorite movies of the year. Elvis. I didn't expect that. I thought did the another music movie. I don't know if it was this year. Was that Aretha Franklin movie this year?
Ah, shit.
Respect.
That was Jennifer Hudson, right?
Oh, that was last year. Okay, yeah. Never mind.
Did she get nominated?
Wait, what was the movie with John Boyega that y'all were talking about?
This is a movie called Breaking. I think
kind of like John Q.
Yeah, he was a vet that couldn't get his benefits, so he decided to rob a bank, and he wanted them to give him his benefits. I'm like,
dumbass nigga.
I was like, wait a minute, bro.
What you doing?
You're gonna do 20. You're gonna do 20 to life for $2,000.
Did anybody see that movie? That reminds me of a movie. I didn't see either one of them, but Ambulance with
I saw that.
Whatever thing.
Michael Bay, over the top madness. I mean, again, cool stunts.
It's a good, entertaining.
Yeah, entertaining bullshit.
But it ain't high. It ain't no Avatar or James Cameron flick, I should say. Did you ever end up watching End of the Road with the Queen Latifah Ludacris film?
I still haven't. Yeah, I haven't watched.
Bro, you got that.
I can tell it was probably fun, but
in full effect for that.
It just seemed too stupid. I was like,
Yeah. Another good one was Fall. I really liked it. I did not see that.
Enjoy that. I saw it at the theater, actually.
I did not see that swerve coming at all.
See, I like Fall, Barbarian, the other one. I love that lane of movies. They're kind of horror, I would never do no shit like that, but those are well-made movies for their genres. I thought they were excellent. I thought Fall was excellent.
Another one that I thought was going to be trash that I ended up liking a lot was Jurassic World.
I haven't finished that one.
That was fun as fuck too. I'm sorry, I thought it was fun as fuck.
Actually, did I watch that? Maybe I did finish it. I don't remember nothing about it. I watched it at home.
Killer Jurassic Locust. That's all I gotta say.
I remember now. Yeah, that was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. That was some bullshit. Spielberg is just like, fuck it. Let me just get my check.
Did that do $1 billion?
I hope not. Lord. Didn't they say that was the last one? Or maybe I'm just.
Last one.
I know, right? I know. We don't want the money no more.
Mike.
Yeah. I thought I did hear that though. It was like, but that was in the advertising. Like, tell them it's the last one.
1.003 billion. So that ain't the last one. That ain't
Hey,
gonna
I
be
guess
the
they
last.
know what they doing then. I can't be mad at that. You just don't have to watch it. Interesting, man. What was the highlight of TV this year? I don't even remember. Like, I don't remember shit.
Oh,
TV.
House
Game
of the
of Thrones,
Dragon.
House of the Dragon.
I never saw that.
Yeah,
You never saw the original.
Yeah, I never finished that one either. Not to say they weren't bad. I just never.
I'm watching a show that is really stupid, but I'm caught into it. Tulsa King with Sylvester
heard of that.
Stallone.
Oh, is that on Amazon or something?
It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is it good?
It's like a parody of a mob movie. It's so
Okay.
stupid, but I can't help but watch it just to watch Sylvester Stallone play a mob guy.
Interesting.
Did you ever
doing
watch
TV?
Andor?
Man, maybe
Watch what?
the first 2 episodes. Andor.
Andor. People swear by it.
I'm
I'm
not saying it's bad. It just I don't know. I'm over it. Sad to say.
Wow.
There was one
This
episode
ain't popping to me.
There was one episode that was really good, and that was where they break out of the prison. Other than that, it was a slog.
That's what I heard. I heard that it's good, but people not watching it for whatever
Characters
reason.
are introduced that don't go anywhere. Maybe they're going to bring him back in season 2, but like the guy, the loser who lives with his mom, I forget what happened to that character.
In Endor or Andor?
No, Andor, yeah.
Oh wow.
Just saying, it's 2022. I ain't gonna knock anybody still living with their parents. You know, shit's hard out there. You know,
Star Wars guy.
Walking Dead ended. Anybody give a shit about that?
Nope.
Not me.
I didn't give a shit about the comic book either.
My son actually is you'll hear this. He got all into Walking Dead. He's late to the game, but yeah, he's on it.
It ended like most big finales do, with a whimper, not a bang.
Aren't they doing a spinoff story with?
They're doing like
They're bringing back Rick or something.
I'm like, I think zombies need to go away from a bit.
Well, I'm just waiting for. Was it Black Summer?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's the one.
That's why I don't know. Why does Walking Dead? Why do they want to go up against that? I mean, Black Summer. See, here's a perfect example. Same thing. Same things happen, but they do something different with it. If I'm not watching any of these whack ass Walking Dead spinoffs. Fear of the Walking Dead, and what's the other one? Walking Dead World or some shit with teenagers in it. I'm not watching that. Yeah, it's
Kirkman's
called
getting paid.
World of the Walking Dead or something like that.
Hilarious.
Clearly. But I'm waiting for Black Summer, and there's another series. Oh, The Last of Us. I'm
gonna check out and see what
play the video game, but
yeah, I want to see what they do with it. Definitely.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't put Bel Air on that list because I haven't seen that. Was phenomenal. What?
I heard about it when you guys were talking. I didn't have Peacock at the time, and I just had one back to watch.
What is it?
Bel Air.
I dropped out. What did you say?
Bel Air, the reboot of Fresh Prince.
I gave up on that.
What do you know?
They took a good premise, turned it into a soap opera, a Tyler Perry soap opera.
And that's why it works. Sometimes you got to flip it from its genre to another to really make it hit. And to me, they nailed it.
The show is supposed to be about Will Smith being a fish out of water, and maybe the third season, you start to do these soap opera episodes, but they went right to it. the Hillary being a influencer, boring storyline. I don't know. And what's her name? Ashley, is that the young girl's name?
Mm-hmm.
And that, her with the I think I'm gay, and I'm like, really? We're forcing this in now? She's what, 6?
Wait, I wasn't necessarily paying attention. You said there's a 6-year-old that's gay in the show?
She's not sick. I don't know how she's young,
okay.
but she's
that's interesting.
She's flirting with her sexuality, and I'm just of the mind that, I mean, at that age, you're supposed to be worrying about reading and arithmetic.
No, she's like 12 or 13, so that's actually, isn't that the right age when she started getting interested?
I guess. Mike, you quiet too. I see you.
I was reading something. What was y'all talking about?
Hey, my childhood, I got into Willow. I'm on board. I'm episode 5, and I'm liking it.
That's right.
That's another. Not you mention it. That's another big disappointment. The Rings of Power, because I'm a huge Tolkien fan. That shit was boring as fuck.
I haven't watched that yet either.
I don't know who was looking forward to it, but I just really felt like Lord of the Rings doesn't have any more stories to tell, or at least they haven't found the right people to tell a good enough story outside of the source material.
Well, the thing is, there's another book. It's like the Bible of Tolkien called the Silmarillion, which sets up the whole world. And I actually read through that. That would make a good story. This stuff they're doing now, it's all I can't think of the word, where it's not really part of the universe, not canonical, apocryphal, I guess is the word.
Chronological.
What?
Chronological, maybe?
No, apocryphal has nothing to do. I think that's the word. It doesn't have anything to do with the source material.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's like when I first heard about it, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of interesting," and then I saw the trailer, and I just was thinking, "I don't think I'm going to watch all these episodes. I'm good."
And the thing that show is getting a lot of controversy over, which I don't really have a problem with. It is weird to see. That's because we've been programmed. Is that you see black hobbits, black elves, and
okay.
And that's and the fanboys are up in arms.
They don't like that, huh?
Yeah.
Because there's no such thing as race and Tolkien. Is that what they're going to say? How do you know that? Aren't they trolls and shit? Well, trolls are white.
Oh. They didn't let black stormtroopers go with a pass. They ain't gonna let this go.
That's funny. Well, I think I wanted to also dive into maybe some of the events that happened this year, or some of the L's this year, and then like what do we see coming next year? Like, and I was to say one of the big L's that we've talked about this. I'm not going to go. Was the Will Smith? I thought that was a huge L. Was that this year?
Yeah,
it was earlier this year. That was an L.
It was back in January during the Oscars, right?
Right or wrong, it was just an L. There wasn't no win out of that situation.
It was for Chris Rock, and he played it right. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, as far as the aftermath,
I mean, they both came out unscathed in terms they're still going to eat, but he got a lot of shit for that, man. It's embarrassing him for one. You being slapped on TV is not a win.
But no, to me, I felt he countered the way that he didn't react to it, that he didn't start the fight, that he just took it and walked off and went I think months before he said anything, and people having sympathy because regardless of the joke that he told, we all think Will Smith handled that wrong. So Chris Rock, in my opinion, took kind of a W because he had a ton of sympathy from the audience that matters in Hollywood, white folk.
If you care for that, yeah, I see.
Yeah. Then he started talking. It was like, yeah, you should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Kanye, super L.
Well, that depends because he thinks that
how does he win?
He
Tell me
thinks
what did Tyreek say? Tell me the chess move.
he thinks that he made a chess move to get up out of all of the oppression of these companies, and he gonna go do all that. Now we see it as make sense, but in his mind, he think he's won.
Okay. Well, I mean, a killer, a psychopath in his mind thinks he's winning by doing some crazy shit, but he not win. That's not a win. That's it. He took an L, man.
I've seen him referred to in journalist articles as white nationalist. That's not a win.
If he doesn't think that it's an insult,
well, but he's delusional. He's delusional,
right?
Yeah.
So in the greater society, it's not a win.
Like I look at it this way: like Will Smith, he felt he's owned that L. Kanye West is still like, what are you talking about? Everybody talking about me. I got all my brands. So in his mind, he ain't lost yet. It's when he gets the L in his way. Is when
we say. Well, I think we can say most of it. That's an L. Yeah. I ain't trying to clean it up. It's an L, and they drop you from their money. You're losing billions of dollars. You got your family looking crazy on here. Wasn't the thing Pete Davidson was at this year?
Yes.
I mean, there's again, it's an L. You just looking, and now that I see they got Kardashian on some other show, actually with Angie Martinez, and she's just like, man, he's not the way to do it. You can look at that and say, don't move like that guy, man.
Did Elon Musk take an L this year?
Oh hell yeah.
I don't know. I can't say.
He took an L to the sense of his ability to be this they would call thought leader, tastemaker. He had the reputation of having the Midas touch. It's gone. Everybody can see the emperor has no clothes on.
Interesting.
And on top of that, I think they said he's lost like $40 billion. Now, I mean, he started at 100 billion, but plus, but 40 billion is still a lot of fucking money.
Okay.
Trump took an L.
What happened with Trump this year? Oh, he lost. Well, what happened with him this year?
Well, he lost the election. And, well, no, that was okay. But
last year.
All of his backed candidates lost.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And Republicans are starting to run away from him.
All right.
And his company got the sister Letitia James out of New York. His company's got found guilty for tax fraud.
Wow. Okay. What else? Whatever this other big well, I guess the whole Russia-Ukraine thing's a big story this year. You got to be on board.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, like that's coming from the top. I'm saying from the top down. So, yeah, we support Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of wins this year. They got a lot of money. They got bags from America. They win. They win it. What about just to jump around Disney? Now you might not be able to speak on this, but
I ain't got no microphones in here. That's all I know.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they had a regime change this year. I feel like some of their movies, what I thought were always easy wins, wasn't winning. There was a lot of pushback on Disney material this year. It felt like wasn't the whole "don't say gay" thing this year for Disney?
That was that last year. You don't want to talk about it. You don't talk.
Yes, I know you don't.
You don't talk about Bob no more.
We don't talk about Bob. But it's just a lot was going on with Disney, man. I feel like Star Wars and the Marvel stuff for me personally kind of took an L. I'm just not invested into it like I was. And I feel like they're just doing, I don't know. They've had opportunities to me to like, okay, Spider-Man, which might have been end of last year.
Right.
Doctor Strange. For me personally, I didn't think it was that good. Black Panther was the last totem pole. Like, not that it was horrible or anything, but I was just disappointed to the point where, you know what, I'm not even this geeked about their stuff I'm not even excited for whatever they got coming. Like, let me know when it comes out. But other than that, I'm cool on the TV shows. I'm cool on Star Wars. They don't ruin Star Wars to me, unfortunately.
You know you're gonna be there for
Ruin
Mandalorian.
I didn't say I would. I
Wow.
just said it's not. I can sit here and say yes, Kenobi. I was so hyped for Kenobi, and I was watching. But at the end of the day, now that I watch it, that was trash, man. They fucked that up.
What?
That should
How
have
can you? How can
been. It
you
wasn't
say that?
dope. It wasn't dope like it should have been, in
Right,
my
I-
opinion.
It
That
wasn't
would be in my
trash.
top 20. I would say it'd be my
It's
top
trash
20.
in the sense of that should have been an easy. There should, to me, for that, there's only one way or the other. It's either on some dope, it's Kenobi, it's a hit, you nailed that, you got the original actors, Hayden Christian. There should be no reason for me not to doubt for this not to be good. And to me, at the end of the day, after a rewatch, they missed it, they dropped the ball. I don't think they didn't do what it should have been. To me, it was just another TV show that just happens to have high production values. It is in a universe that I love, but it's not on the caliber of my expectations of what
I gotta
when
tell
you
you,
say
man.
I'm doing Kenobi. It's not on that for me. Go ahead.
I can see why you're saying that. I'm not gonna say it was trash, but I can see why you're saying that. But for you to talk trash like that about that show, but you like Avatar too, I can't. The math ain't mathing
Yeah.
for me.
Well, again, they're two separate things. I don't have the expectation. I expected Avatar 2 to suck. So it exceeded what I thought it was going to be. So I expect Kenobi to be on another par, on Star Wars par, movie par. It wasn't on movie par to me. So to me, it was just another TV show made well, looks great, has elements that I like about it, a lot that I like about it, but my expectations, and this is Star Wars. This is real Star Wars, in my opinion. Now, if this would have been Mandalorians, oh yeah, but it's supposed to be better than that, in my opinion. I'm just saying, for a hardcore Star Wars fan, how you gonna get? That'd be like if they do a Luke TV show, and if that shit ain't on some Lucas level, trash to me. Then leave it alone. There's no reason to do it. Then why make the Kenobi show? It was a money grab. To me, that's how it come off. It's a money grab. It was not necessary for what they gave us. So that's why I'm like, they're gonna do what they want to do. That's fine. I'll just watch A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and I'm good with that. And Rogue One. Everything else, it's cool, but they ain't my Star Wars. I'm good.
Not even Mandalorian.
Mandalorian was cool. I like Mandalorian for what it is. I didn't expect it to be on the movie level. It exceeded my expectations when I first watched it. But Boba Fett, trash.
See, I wouldn't say trash, but I wouldn't say good, but not trash.
I'm judging it on it's not, I get it, it's not trash, but to me, it's nowhere where it should have been. That's a money grab. They destroyed that character, in my opinion.
I could see that. I don't even remember anything about season 2 of Mandalorian. I don't remember what it even happened.
Aside from Luke coming in kicking ass. But other than that, I don't remember much either. And they really better do something good with season 3. Because, like I said, I'm almost over it, man. I hate to say that, but damn. It's like they just need to stop doing stuff just to be doing it. I feel the same way with the Marvel movies too.
Did Kathleen Kennedy get fired? I thought I heard that.
There's rumors that she may be leaving after Indiana Jones or something, but
Oh God,
that looked like again, that's another example. There's no reason to do that. It's just a money grab because it ain't gonna be good. I don't care what nobody.
Is that coming out next year?
Yeah.
That looks like it's gonna be the worst movie of 2023.
And maybe they'll pull a Top Gun, but
they had 3 chances to do it. Oh wait, I'm sorry, 2. Well, they had a chance to do it. That last one was bullshit. This one's gonna be worse.
Was the last one Spielberg?
I believe so. This one is not Spielberg.
It's not Spielberg, right?
This one is what's his name?
Oh, I know. He did the Wolverine movies, didn't he?
Yes. I can't think of his name.
I mean, he's a good guy. That guy is a dope. He's good, but I'm surprised Harrison Ford. But I guess he was like, you know what? Fuck, let me go get this back. They gonna give me the money. I'll put the hat on. What the hell? Because he's doing TV shows now.
Yeah, 1923.
So, hey, when the money get low, Indy 5, you got it. You gonna bring Han Solo back?
You say he took the check and went like this, looking in the light and shit. Okay, yeah, we'll do it.
He said needs to be in it. Should have been in the museum. Already ready. But anyway, I don't know, man.
I don't think he's gonna have a big part. I don't think he's gonna. You think he's gonna be throughout the whole movie or just
Indiana Jones?
I thought it's supposed to be this young woman who plays Indiana Jones.
I don't know if it's true, but there's rumors say that there's some time travel, and like he goes back and they can redo some of the classic things. I think the young Indy. Now the rumored
like Back to
way
the
that
Future Part 2.
Yeah, the rumored how it was supposed to end was getting the new ends pretty upset because they were saying that Harrison Ford is gonna, or Indiana Jones gives his life for the younger girl, and she goes back through the portal or some time thing, but she is Indiana Jones in this new timeline, and she's redoing all the shit, but as a woman.
So they doing a Halloween.
And then there's a new Indiana Jones Disney Plus show. I guess the assumption is that girl stars in it moving forward.
I know they're not doing a Halloween Kills where Michael Myers is sidelined for some new character. I know they're not doing this to Indiana Jones.
Well, I think he's through the whole movie, but I just that he gives himself up at the end, and then she becomes Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that ain't going.
But
I don't have a problem with there being a female Indiana Jones, but that's to make that the way she becomes him or whatever. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't see the need. Why can't she just be the new Raiders of the Lost Ark person? It doesn't have to be Indiana Jones, does it?
Well, let me be clear because I'm gonna be consistent. If her name is Indiana Jones, I have a problem with that. But if she's Indiana Jane or something like that, okay, fine. Not the most original thing, but you know,
again, money grab. That's how I look at it. But we'll see. Maybe it's good.
I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible 7.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Although it pisses me off, it's part 1.
I didn't get the bag. Yeah, but but if it's Tom Cruise so far, his movies be so on point. So I'm expecting it to be dope, and it ends in such a way like I can't wait to see it. So I have full faith in Tom Cruise, man, because he laying it down. I'm
excited for Cocaine Bear.
Say it again.
I'm excited for Cocaine Bear.
Hilarious. I can watch that on stream.
See,
it looks fun.
That's the one movie I don't want any black representation in there.
Hilarious.
Let them dumbass white folk get killed by a stone bear.
Maybe they'll do Crack Bear. Wow.
I'm looking forward to Megan. Anyone seen that trailer? Megan.
What is that?
It's the one with
some
the
little
doll?
white girl or something.
The dancing doll. I mean, the trailer broke the internet with her dancing.
I vaguely remember this. Vaguely remember that.
I think Cocaine
like a
Bear,
Chucky type of movie or something.
Yeah, she's an AI doll.
Right.
AI. Cocaine Bear and Megan are the two hottest trailers out there right now.
Which says a lot about Hollywood, in my opinion.
Well, they both look like fun. I'll give them that. They both are original. Well, sure. Cocaine Bear is based on a true story, but
hilarious.
You got John Wick in March.
Oh, I'm all over that. All over that.
If he brings the magic again for the 4th one, then I'm like, Keanu is the dude. Fuck Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he's Keanu. I just watched John Wick 2 the other night. I hadn't seen it in a while. I was like, these are kick-ass movies, man. They're not deep, but they're fun. Super action. Yeah, awesome, man.
You know what? I remember, wasn't that the one with Common in it?
Yes.
He was dope enough. He should have his own action franchise. He was really
I can see
good.
that. I always just get a kick out of the scene where they're like in the train station and one of them's upstairs, and it just casual. It seems casual. They just got
Yeah.
like, fuck. I was like, yeah, this is some comic book shit, but it's fun. So, AI. I wanted to jump back to that. I think we're gonna see the real, I mean, a stronger push of AI in the sense of we've seen the photo manipulation stuff. I think there was one a few weeks ago that went viral. Everybody was posting their pictures. Oh, look, and they're using the AI thing to sort of manipulate their pictures and stuff.
Had me looking like Martin Luther King.
Hilarious. And then there's other ones like that where you can, and I hear a lot of artists. I've seen some artists like, hey man, I don't like this. This is taking away my livelihood. This can take away my livelihood. I've seen there's some other ones that can write essay papers, do code, stories, scripts. As a test, I opened the AI thing and I typed in there, said, can you write a YouTube script about the differences of Purple Rain by Prince and Sign of the Times? And I tell you, it took 2 seconds and it started writing down a script of it that, as a Prince person that I know a lot of, I was like, well, damn. You can't tell me there's not another person that was actually writing this, because I was like, if I had just known, if one of you guys had given that to me and said, yo, I came up with this Mike music, I'd have been like, sure, let's do it. And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. And this was a free thing that I just did. So I can see how this could really amplify some people. It's gonna be a big disruption. That it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with that. I don't think there's a way of going back from that, and I think it's gonna get even more. What's the word? It won't be so much of a big flash. It'll be like, hey, you know what? AI made that. And you'll be like, what? I love that thing. Yeah, it was AI made that. I think you're going to see a lot of that kind of shit. And I'm curious where it will go. I personally, for me, I look at it the same way and I was telling somebody, one of my friends, I see it the same way I saw hip hop when it first came out. It was such a threat to some people, like musicians, like, oh, wow, the snob ones, oh, they're not real musicians. They're not playing the music. They're just spinning records. Got it? Or the people who, hey, they're just sampling my music. They're not actually doing nothing. They're stealing my shit and repurposing it. Got that too. But at the end of the day, what is the dominant music genre in the world in 2022? Where are all those other genres at? What has happened with hip hop? To me, I look at it the same way. Yeah, the drum machine, the sampler, the sampling beats taken from other licks from other musicians and flipping them into some other shit. And that was a lot of resistance on that, to the point most people say, oh, this rap thing ain't even gonna be nothing. Remember that was the narrative for a long time, even especially in the black community. I don't want to hear that. Put on some R&B. But I think, like a lot of things, when we do some shit, we're not playing by their rules. We're going to do the shit that feels good to us, not even concerned about how we got there. We're going to flip it and make it on some EO shit, whether they like it or not. And the thing is, they loved it because it was so good. And I think we may see with this stuff is that for all of the legitimate concerns and fears, when certain people are going to get a hold of it and it's open the Pandora's box and the shit they gonna be doing is dope, and it catches people in a like with rap music, it was just so dope. It caught you. Damn, how it was made. Like you was into that shit. Ah, fuck. The same way Prince, well, he don't know how to read music, or how come it's just a drum machine? He don't have a drummer, or why is he just playing all these synths and not having real horns, not real music? But his shit came from his soul. He put his stank on it. It didn't matter how it was made. It was gonna be Prince regardless. Was he pulling from all these other influences that inspired him? Absolutely. But it was his interpretation of the people that he thought was great. And he was able to bend his style throughout the years, no matter what music genre, no matter what technology advanced, it was still some Prince shit. Because we wasn't responding to how he made it. We were responding to his shit sound different than everybody else. And that shit is dope as fuck. You're not going to be able to argue Prince and say, oh, how come you didn't have real drums? It's not real music. Oh, yeah, go listen to 1999. Shut the fuck up. Well, I don't know real drums. Oh, yeah. Have you heard the song called 777-9311? Drum machine. Matter of fact, I ain't even programmed them drums. It's just it was the stock beat. But we flipped that. And it's a classic. So don't talk. So again, that's what we do. So to me, it's the same way I look at this. It's like, yeah, there's going to be some people, particularly maybe some artists or even some screenwriters or writers. But you know what? One thing, in my opinion, society has shown us, you're going to either evolve or you're going to get left behind. It never goes backwards. It ain't never went backwards, and it ain't going to start going backwards. You know, the same. I went to a hamburger place last week downtown Seattle. Nigga was a robot making them burgers. I was tripping. It was a big ass arm. It would grab the patty, put it on the thing, grab the bread, put it on. The whole thing was a robot. I was like, that was somebody's job. Burgers were good. I paid my little $2.99 and kept it pushing. We were working at Amazon, and they got them robots in there. We still gonna keep ordering. They AI automated. Where was the resistance for that? Yeah, where was the resistance for that? What is this different? No, it's not. Niggas is some people gonna lose their job over this shit. It's gonna affect real people, not just the content creators or artists. It's gonna affect all kinds. But that's the society in the world that we live in. We want our shit when we want it. We ain't gonna argue about how Amazon done shut down all the stores or how it done closed down the malls of America, how the bookstores are gone, or we didn't argue. We're not arguing where the record store is at. We still listening to music. And we done moved on to something else. In that industry. So why would it be any different moving forward? My point is to say you're going to either evolve or you're going to die. There should be a healthy resistance, but at the same point, we already know where those resistance go, and the whims of the people who want convenience, low prices, it's going to always win. But I'm running my mouth. Go ahead.
You personally, I don't care if a human or a machine makes my hamburger, so I don't see the need for that personally.
But can they make gumbo? That's what I was saying earlier. But go ahead.
But you know, other than the corporation wanting to save money, that's right. It.
Well, I mean, just like you've seen, it's not necessarily AI, but just how cameras have changed your industry, right? Technology and cameras, cell phones changed when you was in the cameraman and all that stuff, right? And computers have, I won't say decimated that, but they've changed that industry to the point where it's not a lot of value in making money in certain aspects as they used to be.
They've changed it to the point I don't work in that industry anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to evolve or die. That's just the way it goes. You know? You used to be able to have a recording studio and make big bank with that. Not no more. Them niggas was making the music at home. That changed the whole industry. So, you know, the AI stuff coming. You think when it's really going to be something to cry about to me is when they'll go ahead and let them cars go nationwide. That's when you're going to. That's what. But then y'all still buying them Teslas. Isn't part of Tesla they ship you driving by yourself or something like that? One of them cars they got self-driving or something. Where was the resistance? You know, already gave them the green light, and then already gathered the billions of dollars to further this shit. So it's too late now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like when they released them semi trucks and they automate that industry, yeah, I can understand some pushback on it. There's gonna be a lot of people who be put out of work over that. But again, the convenience and the prices are probably dropped because now you'll be able to transport more stuff state to state that we want to buy, and you ain't got to depend on drivers and all. It's probably gonna make some things probably cheaper or easier to get, but it will be a lot of upheaval because a lot of people gonna lose their jobs that was truckers, and all that shit becomes automated. You know,
we saw that on Logan, the movie Logan.
Oh, really? I don't remember.
Yeah, there was a scene it was the future, and the trucks were driving.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Self-automated along the highway.
Interesting. That's gonna be wild. All the Ubers are automated. All that whole industry gonna be decimated. Remember that was the hustle. Oh, you could just do it. Oh, nah, it's just gonna be all automated. Playboy, we don't need you no more. This thing gonna run like clockwork now. Gonna be more cars available. We ain't got to split the money with nobody.
So what you're saying, Mike, is we as a people better get our shit together.
You always got to be on point. You always got to be learning. The old industries that our parents used to go and get the job, they don't exist no more.
We shouldn't
be a fool trying to think they will.
We can't be caping for Tory Lanez. We got to be caping for higher education. I just drew it
something.
Back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you better do something. Better keep learning. Our kids, when they get to be our age, man, imagine how different it's going to be. It's going to be wild. Like if our parents, imagine our parents back when they was 50 back in the day, and you would have told them, watch when you get one of these, Mom. They'll be looking at you like, man, you better stop playing. Fuck is you talking about? So what? It's a phone. Yeah, but it's going to change everything. And Mom, you're going to have a cell phone with you everywhere you go. If you leave the house without this, you're going to feel, I got to go back and get it. It's how it dominated our life. This. Every aspect of our life is this.
Yeah, I feel that way with another object. If I leave it at home, I got to go back and get it. Not a phone.
What's the? Oh, your gun. There you go.
I tell you what, when they start coming out with the stormtrooper cannons or what do they call them? I'm gonna get on that technology right like a
oh Lord. Plasma guns. But yeah, man. So shit, what we're doing, if we would have said back in the day, we're gonna have our own TV show or video, we're gonna be like, man, if you don't stop playing, you ain't got no license. Ain't no way my folks ain't gonna let you be on no such and such. Now look where we at. I
will tell you, back in I'm gonna say 2003, when I was still living in New Jersey, this brother came up to me. I mean, I was working with him in video or whatever, and he said, "Hey, Mike, listen, I want you to invest in something." Like, here we go. Well, it has to do with the internet. I'm gonna be able to stream music.
Interesting.
And you can download it whenever you want. I'm like, man, you'll get the fuck out of my face with this. I'm not giving you none of my money. Now, I don't know if I haven't heard his name, but yeah, that might have been an L on my part.
Do you know what you don't know what it was ended up being called or anything?
I don't know if he ever got it off the ground, but I'm saying he
I
had
got
the idea that I should have paid more attention to.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's always stuff, and then there's things that don't work out too, but it's always gonna be some next shit. It's just not. We're not. It don't never go back. Oh, music is coming back. The vinyl's coming back for sure. Ain't no chain record store, but yeah, there's a specialty shops, absolutely. But
Yeah. I'll tell you one of the things I got for Christmas. It's this device where you can take your vinyl
mm,
and record it to MP3. So that tells you where it's going.
damn,
Vinyl is just something you put on the wall and say, "Yeah, I got that Thriller album." It's
it's to me, it's like comic books. It's a collector's thing, and if you have a high-end system, and yeah, but I mean that's not the mainstream. That's the enthusiast. It's an enthusiast thing to me at this point.
right.
Which again, I have no problem with that, but you're not gonna base. It's in its lane. The same way you can be in a comic book enthusiast, but if you think they're gonna open a comic book chain stores and it's turning around, stop it. They ain't gonna happen.
Mike, I might have to call it
Oh, okay.
because
Sounds good.
we got to get
People's
up
coming.
at 6:30 to get to that Animal Kingdom.
What time is it where you're at?
It's 11:15.
Oh shit. I forget. We
Man, how many times I got to take
Ants
3
over on
hours?
the West Coast.
I'm 3 hours ahead of y'all.
For sure. Well, we can go ahead and wrap this thing up. Any last words from both of y'all? Anything else you want to jump in real quick?
I'm good. 2022 was amazing. I can't wait to see what 2023 brings for me.
Absolutely.
One more shoot away from DGA status.
You said DGA?
Yeah, Directors Guild of America.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Maybe we'll see some of you. We'll be talking about your movies. I bet it be good, nigga.
That won't be movies, but
He gonna hold nothing back. All right. Well, with that said, we're gonna get up out of here. This is probably the last show of 2022, so we'll be on for the next time. What's that look, Q?
What's that look?
You're like,
I'm getting old, man. I'm gonna be
Okay.
57 this year. I'm trying to stay awake.
57. Damn.
Well, you trying to be Kevin Hart now?
Close to
I'm
60.
gonna give you the Don Cheadle look.
My bad. Well, you're just the elder then. You listen to the elders. You can just go lean into full on Dick Gregory. You know what I'm saying? Where's that gun? Huh? You need to get trained for the gun shoot, huh?
Listen.
Keep going.
2022, I made some big steps in an industry that I enjoy. Never thought I'd be having this job, but I feel like I've just started, man.
Okay. Man, who knows where it might go this year, next time they may do January 6th, the second one, and be successful. And Q's out here with the tank top, AK, and big giant, the commando gun running through the streets saving America or something.
It ain't gonna happen.
It might go down or something.
If they come to my house, that's when that's gonna happen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know. But anyway, all right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get up out of here. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Working like a job. Peace.